Hey, whippersnappers, this is Tortoise the Great. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Pokemon Showdown OU battles. We're leading off with our, one of our main OU teams, our Smeargle lead team, and Picasso comes up. He throws up the Spore, but unfortunately it only lasts like a turn, and then the Kingler wakes back up. Picasso is able to get the rocks and one layer of spikes up, though, before he goes down. And then Deku's going to come in, take some hard hits from the Kingler, throw up some damage himself, and the Kingler's going to keep going for that knockoff there, get rid of Deku's leftovers, and then he's going to kill him with the second Seed Bomb there. Charizard comes in, takes about half, well, not about, takes half damage from that. Expecting a fire attack, I throw in Lumiere, but Lumiere ends up taking the Air Slash, and is going to go down to a second one, taking Charizard down to 3% with its Shadow Ball there. Gumby comes in at this point, and is going to easily take care of the Charizard, no problem. And then they bring in Bulbasaur, and I decide to leave Gumby in. Bulbasaur lands the Sleep Powder here. Obviously, Bulbasaur's Chlorophyll. And so got lucky there with the Sleep Powder accuracy, I guess. And so Gumby gets put to sleep there. He throws up the Leech Seed. These first stage Pokemon from which is obviously supposed to be Ash's team. You know, you have the Pikachu, the Bulbasaur, the Squirtle, Muck, Charizard, Kingler. All Pokemon that Ash used in the anime, and so he's got some first stages here which don't have very much HP, so he's getting a lot back from that Leech Seed every turn. But then Gumby finally wakes up and is able to kill with a Crit Fire Blast. Crits ignore stat boosts, so his 3x special defense didn't do him any good there. So the crit definitely mattered there. I think Gumby could have survived that Bulbasaur. And eventually gotten rid of it, but to take it out in that turn, definitely the crit mattered. Squirtle then comes in at that point, and he starts doing some stuff. Gumby is not being as effective as I would like. I'm like, okay, I'm done playing around. I bring Deku in at that point, finish off the Squirtle. And then they bring in Muck. Muck's going to throw up the Protect here to kind of scout out what we're going to be doing. We obviously have the Earthquake being a Torterra. And so he's going to take a hard hit from that. He's going to survive, though, throw up the Gunk Shot of his own, but it's not going to be enough to get Deku dead, although he does give him the Poison. So Muck's going to protect it here again, and Deku's going to take some poison damage there and go down. At which point, I'm going to bring in Bane, and Bane's going to throw up the Stone Edge, and we get a crit there. I don't know that the crit there mattered, but we did get a crit, and then Pikachu comes in with the Nuzzle, paralyzes Bane, but he gets the Stone Edge off anyway and takes out the Pikachu. So a fun little battle there. We haven't been in OU in a while, so I figured we would do that up. And we went up against a cool opponent. I love seeing teams like that are not just the same old crap, but somebody trying to do something interesting with even a gimmicky team like this. You know, that Bulbasaur worked out pretty well and things like that. So yeah, I don't think they ever really had a chance of beating us, but it was cool to see them in action. So anyway, let's jump into the next battle, shall we? Here we go. Alrighty guys, welcome back to battle number 2. We went up against a pretty interesting team here, so this will be a good one. Picasso comes up against the Heatran, sets up the Sleep, and then we're going to be able to get several layers of stuff up. I accidentally misclicked and did Stealth Rock twice. I was honestly watching a YouTube video and just not paying that close of attention, so that's my bad, forgetting that Heatran kind of covered up the rock there, and I wasn't paying close of an attention. So Bane comes in then, and with the Dynamic Punch, he's going to be able to take out the Heatran with no trouble at all. I got a question for you guys while this battle plays out, because recently Pokemon was doing their regional championships and then their national championships and things like that, and I was watching, and you see a lot of the same Pokemon, things like that. I'm wondering, I know Smogon kind of does its own thing. They make up their own rules and everything like that. But is there a specific tier in Smogon that I mean, I guess I don't know the rules for like the official Pokemon tournaments. And it was really cool for me, you know, watching those. I mean, obviously everyone's using the same crap. It's not something I'd be really interested in doing. I don't have the know-how or the desire to like get into legit Pokemon competitive battling. But I was just wondering, what would be like the closest like amalgamation between Smogon and what is like actual Pokemon competitive battling, like officially? Because, you know, you see things like a lot of people had the Mega Kangaskhan, which I'm pretty sure is banned by OU, and I would have thought that OU was kind of the place for that. But maybe now that Ubers is an actual tier, maybe Ubers is... I guess I could probably look into it, but I'd be more interested in if you guys have some real information on how that's all handled, because I know Smogon's a totally different entity, and they make up their own rules, but I would have thought that you would probably want something that was, you know, a representation of like the actual competitive scene, because like I don't know, this is a battle simulator. I would think you come here to test things out, to take on and potentially build real teams and fight competitively in the real world, as Pokemon competitive battling gets, I guess. But I don't know. So if you guys have answers on that, I'd love to hear from you guys on exactly, because I don't know if it's something I would get into, because building real Pokemon is way more time consuming and frustrating than doing battle simulations on Showdown. So I don't know if I'm going to get into real Wi-Fi battling, or you know, I think sometimes they do like regional stuff or some stuff. Actually, I think the Nationals is usually in Indianapolis, and I live kind of near Indianapolis, so maybe I'll go there next year just for fun. But I don't know. I'd just be interested in hearing what you guys have to say, because it's something I'd be interested in looking into, whether or not I actually do anything about it. So if you guys have any answers on that, let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed today's OU battles. I've been Tortoise the Great, and you guys have been great. Make sure to leave those likes, comments, and subscriptions, guys, and I will see you all next time. Have a good one.